Welcome to Moscow, where our coverage of the World Figure Skating Championships 2011 continues. We're into the short dance, the first of the two sections these days of the ice dance competition. The leaders at the moment in the clubhouse, Zheng and Gagsi from Germany. And this is Huang, Xintong and Cheng Jun, newcomers from China. Simon Reed alongside Chris Howarth to take you through this. And don't worry, later on we will show you the highlights of a fabulous ladies competition. We'll show you the top 3 performers in the next ice resurface.
Yes, you won't want to miss that. Well, let's focus on this, the new dance for this year. There's no compulsories anymore. The short dance taking the place of the original dance and the compulsories. And it's a mixture of both. They have to perform here one pattern of the Golden Waltz. It can be split into 2 sections, and then there are 3 technical elements. You see these two just completing their mid-line step sequence. They mustn't touch during that, so that's something to look out for. A set of sequential twizzles and 1 short lift. Now into the Golden Waltz.
Couple have already had a terrific year, winning the Asian Winter Games in Astana earlier this year. 5th in the Trophy Eric Bombard in Paris and 5th in the Cup of China last year. So they've done well. Runners-up in Chinese national championships. Just found it. I was able to see the difficulty, which is not the ideal, is it?
That's right. When you see the better teams, as we will do in the final 2 groups of this short dance, it'll be an awful lot smoother than that. But these two really carrying the flag for China as far as ice dance is concerned. They are a couple with tremendous potential, I think, and they've improved an awful lot. They've got the basics down well.
She's 24 years of age, he's 23. Best they've done in Wales before. 21st back in Tokyo. 25 have made it through to this short dance. 20 will make it through to the free. And they slot in 5th place. At the moment it's the Germans who lead, Zheng and Gagsi, then Kathy and Chris Reed for Japan, and then Isabella Tobias and Davidas Stagninius of Lithuania. The Brits have done well. Penny Coombs and Nicholas Buckland, by the way. They're in 5th place at the moment, only 4 points off the lead. So terrific for them. And they will qualify for the free tomorrow. Now from the USA, 18-year-old Madison Chock and 22-year-old Greg Zuerlein. First World Championships for them from Michigan. Bronze medalists in the Trophy Eric Bombard. 3rd in Skate Canada too.
Nice deep edge work through that step sequence.
M'obsède jour et nuit, cet air n'est pas né d'aujourd'hui, il vient d'aussi loin que je viens, traîné par 100 000 musiciens. Un jour cet air me rendra folle, sans moi j'ai voulu dire pourquoi.
Good control through the twizzles as well.
Il parle toujours avant moi et sa voix couvre ma voix. Padam, 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 des je t'aime de 14 juillet. Padam, 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 des toujours qu'on achète au rabais. Padam, 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 des veux-tu en voilà par paquet. Et tout ça pour tomber jusqu'au coin de la rue, sur l'air qui m'a reconnu. Écoutez le chahut qu'il m'a fait, comme si tout mon passé défilait. Pour garder du chagrin pour après, j'en ai tout un seul peine sur cette terre qui bat comme un cœur de bois.
Just outstanding. Their first World Championships. And for me, that's the best I've seen this evening. 55-53 the marks to beat. 18-year-old Madison Chock. 22-year-old Greg Zuerlein. Former world junior champions. And they've made the jump instantly into the senior ranks.
Yeah, they looked really at home, didn't they? They came out with all guns blazing. I love the speed across the ice. They've both got a natural knee bend and good use of the edges, which generates speed effortlessly. He looked a little bit nervous there in parts, particularly when he started the first part of the Golden Waltz. Thought the sureness of the edges could have been a little bit better. But there's an awful lot to admire from these two.
Well, we're waiting for their marks. Don't forget to keep the emails coming in, and a number of you have emailed over the night and this morning. The email address skating.eurosport@yahoo.com or yahoo.co.uk.
Yeah, the synchronized twizzles, holding the foot to get a higher level. Beautiful power pull and repeating them again. Got a great chemistry between each other, these two. There, foot to the head. It's unfortunate, not always the best positions get the best marks, but fantastic expression at the end there.
One of the emails that's come in is from MJ in London, saying, please, can we have the top 5 of the ladies short? Well, we haven't got time for 5 because of the snooker, but we have got the top 3 and 3 amazing performances to show you, and that'll be in the warm-up at the end of the next group. This is the end of group 3. 2 more groups still to come. In the next group, we have the Olympic and world champions, Virtue and Moir. 61-47. These two shoot into the lead. But by some way, and it was by some way the best performance we've seen, and there's a couple to look out for in the future. They won't get on the podium this year, but be very surprising if they're not knocking on the door in a couple of years.
Yeah, Eagle Spiel Band has done it again.
So that's where we are at the moment. The Americans lead from the Germans, Zigangina and Gagsi, and then Kathy and Chris Reed in third place for Japan. And lower down, very well down, to Penny Coombs and Nicholas Buckland, they're 7th. And Louise Walden and Owen Edwards in 10th place. Both of them have qualified. Great stuff. We'll take a break. Welcome back. So, we have some big stars in this group, starting with the Canadians, Kaitlyn Weaver and Andrew Poje. Then it's the Olympic and World Champions, Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir. Then more Canadians, Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier. Then young Americans with a big future, the brother and sister Maia and Alex Shibutani. And finally, the talented Russians, Elena Ilinik and Nikita Katzalapov. Weaver and Poje. Third World Championships for them, the best they've done, 17th in Gothenburg in 2008. And there are the Olympic champions. Missed the first half of this season, and Tessa had a shin problem. But back in pretty good form, although they were beaten in the Grand Prix final by Meryl Davis and Charlie White. How significant do you think that is, Chris?
Yeah, they're looking very, very good here. It's always difficult when you come back from an injury. But looking mighty smooth.
Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier, the third Canadian pair. 3 Canadians drawn back-to-back, very unusual. 7th in the World Championships, these two very considerable performers. 12th in the Worlds a couple of years ago in LA. 14th in the Olympics. That was a big disappointment in Vancouver, particularly in Vancouver. And, the young American, she's just 16 years of age, but they've been very, very impressive. This is the brother and sister Maia and Alex Shibutani. Winners of the National Juniors a couple of years ago, then runners-up to Davis and White in National Seniors this year, and 2nd in the 4 continents competition.
Well, of course, with Tanith and Benjamin now retired, the Americans looking to their younger skaters to perform well here.
And the Russians, as we saw earlier, Elena Ilinik and Nikita Katzalapov, 2 teenagers. Russians have brought in youngsters as well now.
Tell you what, Simon, it's fantastic to see this a sellout for the short dance once again.
Yeah, I wish a lot of events would do the same as they've done here. They reduced the pricing fairly dramatically. I think the tickets are either $5 or $10, and there was a rush to them. And of course, they were only on sale for 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah. But it really does create a magnificent atmosphere, and it's so much better for the skaters. Gives them a real chance to really perform and project. There's nothing worse than skating in an empty arena.
Sorry about some of the captions we're getting from on site. The guys are getting misled. But we should have, at the end of this group, the Canadians leading Virtue and Moir, and if form goes as it has done over the last couple of years, the Americans Meryl Davis and Charlie White will be catching them up. So here we go then, at the start of Group 4, and to lead us off, the Canadians. 17th in Gothenburg, 20th the year before in Tokyo. Kaitlyn Weaver and Andrew Poje, runners-up in Canadian National Championships. Music from Etta James and Irving Berlin.
Really neat footwork through both sections of that Golden Waltz. Super timing.
Two minutes and 50 seconds, it simply flew by. And the Canadians have more rich talent at their disposal. It's quite phenomenal what's happening now in Canada. As you say, this synchronization there, that step sequence towards the end was just phenomenal.
It was. The beauty, for me, the beautiful thing about the step sequence was that they picked out all the little nuances in the music, and there were little free leg kicks and arm movements. The toe work, absolutely wonderful. Construction of the program I thought was great. Loved the transitions in and out of the elements. They didn't telegraph anything. Really, really good. And I mentioned how neat their footwork was on the two sequences of the two sections of the Golden Waltz. Just thought that their precision and the sureness of the edges. So good. Really, really enjoyed that.
And it was really enjoyable for them too. That was something that came rushing across. Well, their coaches, Shailin Bourne, former world champion, Angelika Krylova, former world champion, and Pascal Camerlengo. So they're well stacked up with advice.
And it shows, doesn't it? Look at this, there's the forward inside synchronized twizzles there. The lift at the beginning was difficult as well. We didn't get a great shot. There wasn't a great camera angle on that, but he was in a spread eagle all the way through that. And here's that midline step sequence. Just look at the attention to detail from start to finish throughout that. Really great.
There is Angelika Krylova.
Hi, Meryl. Hi, Jessie.
Oh, that's nice too.
Yeah. Just look at that crowd. Fantastic. It really does lift the skaters.
Well, we've got Americans who lead at the moment, but I don't think for very long. Although there was a phenomenal skate from Chock and Zuerlein. 65.07. 3.5 marks better than the Americans. Job very well done. They look a class act, and we're going to see an awful lot more of them. Yeah. If it's like that tomorrow, who knows what they might achieve. Natalie Peshla, who will be last to go with Fabian Borzard, the reigning European champions. And here they are then, the Olympic champions. World champions as well. Top of the pile in everything they've done, except that Grand Prix final. Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir for Canada.
Oh, that was scintillating. Fantastic. So difficult.
Yeah, touching finish too. Really clever program, as you said, Chris. Very ambitious. Those twizzles were so intricate, and yet they were virtually faultless. And they haven't been beaten all season. That Grand Prix final they were beaten in was back in 2009. But obviously there was concern with her injury. It's a problem she's had before, the shins. But the operation seemed to have gone fine, and they seem back in perfect form.
Yeah, the great thing about these two is the way that they're able to keep the upper half of their bodies absolutely rigid and get all the speed from getting down in the knees, pushing the hips forwards, and really getting the maximum out of the rocker of the skate. I just love to watch them, you know, even on a warm-up. It's just amazing to see these two skate. And when you haven't had the chance to really compete in a season, it's very difficult to come out and defend your title. But just look at the synchronization. They make it look so easy, but I can tell you there's an awful lot going on there. So close, almost too close there. Now here's the twizzles. Inside one's into the back outside on the left foot. Not easy with the arms behind the back. Now this one, the left forward outside one, very tricky. And the lift, again, the cantilever spread position. She's got the boot to the head to get the levels up. It looked really close to the 6-second limit to me, but fingers crossed it wasn't over it, and I'm sure it wasn't.
And whatever they attempt, however difficult it is, you never hold your breath because you're so confident they're going to do it.
Yes. Yeah, they really are a class act.
There's Marina Zueva and Igor Spielband. Train them in Michigan.
Forever.
It's a completely different thing coming in to defend your crown, isn't it? And the nerves and the pressure, and you would never have known.
No.
So composed.
Well, they didn't get the best of draws. Second to go in the penultimate group, but the judges know their worth. That's the virtue of all they've done in the last 12 months.
I think I finally am able to wear a tie now, you know? I feel good in a tie. Man.
You can tie it yourself.
Yeah, especially when I can tie it myself. That's crazy. I'm very
Yeah, it's good to see them sat there being thrilled with the performance.
So judges taking their time. Remember, 65.07, the best so far. That's from their compatriots.
Hi, everyone.
Wow. That will do. That's season's best and a personal best in the short, but of course it's the first time this season we've had these shorts, so they'll be very content with that. So now the third successive Canadian pair. Canadian champions, of course, remember Virtue and Moir weren't there in Canadian nationals. This is Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier. Two youngsters, she's just 20, he's 19. 7th in the world last year in Turin. Looking for a place on the podium if possible. Yes, music from Alicia Keys.
Sometimes I feel good,
first problem as she stepped out of that previous twizzle. Great pity, because up to then it had been a rip-roaring performance from these two, endorsing what we saw last year in Turin. Not so much in the Olympics where they didn't perform, but in Turin they looked very good.
Yes, it certainly did. It was an interesting performance, that, because at the beginning I felt that he was a little on edge. It's a difficult balance. You've got to come out and give it 100%, and it looked to me like he was giving it a little bit too much, and there were a couple of unsure moments there from him, and then he settled down, and then that nasty moment at the end there on the twizzles for Vanessa. So a performance they'll probably not be as happy as they might have been with, but they didn't let it affect them. I didn't like the transitions actually in the program between the elements, particularly the one just before the set of twizzles, right in front of the judges. It just all seemed to go a little ungainly and a little awkward there for them.
Clever choice of music, really worked.
Yes. You can see how deep the edges are there. Get the ankles over so much, they're almost on the boot. This lift at the beginning really caught the attention of the crowd. And here, got to work the knees. So much of this footwork done on one foot. In there, nice bracket into the back inside double three. Holding the foot there to get the levels up, arm aloft, and there you can see she just lost her balance slightly. Got to keep your core really solid throughout that. It's a very subtle change of body weight from the front of the skate to the back of the skate as you're doing the turns.
Well, they weren't going to be in the first place, were they, with Virtue and Moir? The question was whether they're going to be second. For me, I preferred the other Canadians, Weaver and Poje, but it is subjective when it's as close as this.
Yes, I think when there's a mistake as well, if there was any doubt, I think these are going to suffer.
Wishful thinking, yours.
61.01. That's not bad. That's fourth. In fact, the Americans have slotted in just in front of them, and they will hope for better tomorrow night. Yes, Bobrova and Soloviev trying to relax, getting loose. There to start off the final group. Now, a couple I've not seen before. Runners-up in American National Championships. He's just 16. He's 20. From the USA, Maia Shibutani and brother Alex. Another from the Spielband Zueva camp, so we expect a lot from them.
Wow, the speed and control of those twizzles. Fantastic.
dazzling routine. And again, very difficult to realize that they are newcomers at this level. Nothing has prepared them for an evening like this, and look how they've reacted.
Yes, I saw them for the first time at US Nationals, and I was impressed with them there, but they've come up a gear here. Fantastic to see. And we're going to be seeing an awful lot more of these over the coming years.
First brother and sister to do really well for some years. We've had some, trying to break into the top level, but I don't think anybody actually has done it in the last few years.
No, probably not since the Duchenes, have they? So.
And that has its own problem.
It does indeed. But they seem to handle it well. There's seems to be a wonderful chemistry between them, and they're in the right place to do well, that's for sure.
I remember talking to Paul Duchesne and said, "Are you having a good time?" He said, "Yeah, all right." He said, if you count dancing with your sister year after year, having a good time, I am. And you know what he means.
Yes. Well, even under the scrutiny of the super slow-mos there, those twizzles at the beginning, skated at a rip-roaring pace, were very, very good indeed. Synchronization super.
And so close together.
Yep. They really did skate that Golden Waltz as one, which is one of the things the judges are looking for. The only criticism, and it's going to come, is that they could do with a little bit more speed across the ice. Certainly in the second half of the program, I felt that. But as they mature, and in this camp, and skating with the people that they're training with, you know that's going to come.
Yes, what a camp it is.
Hi, Grandma.
Remember, Davis and White also trained by Marina and Igor. Now, where are the judges going to put them? Americans in third place, 61-47. Otherwise, it's Canadians first, second, and fourth. They're going to move into second place.
Really good.
Wow, that is phenomenal. I must say I'm surprised. I thought they were very good, but it is subjective. But they're in front of Kaitlyn Weaver and Andrew Poje. Second place, and she's just 16. This is the World Championships, for heaven's sake. So just one more couple to go in this group. Yes, there's been a change in the draw, inexplicably, and no one knows why, but we'll find out. And last to go in this group are the French, runners-up in French National Championships, 9th in the Europeans, 12th in the Worlds last year. Pernelle Caron and Lloyd Jones. If you're wondering that Jones doesn't sound a very French name, no. Born in Cardiff.
Au premier temps de la valse, toute seule, tu souris déjà. Au premier temps de la valse, je suis seul, mais je t'aperçois. Et Paris qui bat la mesure, Paris qui mesure notre émoi. Et Paris qui bat la mesure, me murmure tout bas. Une valse à 3 temps, qui s'offre encore le temps, qui s'offre encore le temps de s'offrir des détours du côté de l'amour. Comme c'est charmant, une valse à 4 temps, c'est beaucoup moins dansant, c'est beaucoup moins dansant, mais tout aussi charmant qu'une valse à 3 temps, une valse à 4 temps, une valse à 20 ans. C'est beaucoup plus troublant, c'est beaucoup plus troublant, mais beaucoup plus charmant qu'une valse à 3 temps, une valse à 20 ans, une valse à 100 ans, une valse à 100 ans. Une valse à 100 ans, chaque carrefour dans Paris que l'amour rafraîchit au printemps. Une valse à 1000 temps, une valse à 1000 temps, une valse à 1000 temps de patienter 20 ans pour que tu aies 20 ans et pour que j'ai 20 ans. Une valse à 1000 temps, une valse à 1000 temps, Une valse à 1000 temps, offre sur nos amants, 333 fois le temps de bâtir un roman. Au deuxième temps de la valse, on est deux, tu es dans mes bras. Au deuxième temps de la valse, nous comptons tous les deux, 1, 2, 3. Et Paris qui bat la mesure, Paris qui mesure notre émoi. Et Paris qui bat la mesure, nous fredonne déjà. Une valse à 3 temps, qui s'offre encore le temps, qui s'offre encore le temps de s'offrir des détours du côté de l'amour. Comme c'est charmant, une valse à 4 temps, c'est beaucoup moins dansant, c'est beaucoup moins dansant, mais tout aussi charmant qu'une valse à 3 temps, une valse à 4 temps, une valse à 1000 temps, une valse à 1000 temps, une valse à 1000 temps, de passer des 20 ans pour que tu aies 20 ans et pour que j'ai 20 ans, une valse à 1000 temps, une valse à 1000 temps, une valse à 1000 temps, on passe nos amants, 300 pour faire le temps de bâtir un roman. La 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 la.
Music from the unique Jacques Brel. Pernelle, Caon, Lloyd Jones. Looked pretty good. One difficult step I saw in the step sequence where he did struggle towards the end of it. But other than that, a lot of pizzazz, a lot to recommend it. Not sure it's in the company of 2 or 3 of the routines we've seen earlier on. But very enjoyable.
Yes, certainly was. I thought it was skated at a sedate pace at the beginning. I felt like they were holding back. There was more there, but they weren't giving it as much as they could. And certainly Lloyd at the end there, just the stumble in the footwork, which you rightly pointed out. And there was he had a problem on one of the twizzles as well. Had to put an extra little bit of knee bend in there. Chris Buchanan, judge number 9 here from the UK.
Yes, we also have a British referee here, Jeanette Coton. So well represented and on the ice too. Originally from Cardiff, but moved over to join Pernelle, and they train in Lyon. There's Lloyd now. And obviously their hopes of getting into the top 10, really. That would be key for them.
And you see them just working with the knee a little bit on that right forward inside twizzle. And again, when you're comparing this to the top teams, it's the attention to detail, just finishing off every movement and getting the maximum amount of energy and strength out of every edge. And you see that's where it went wrong in the step sequence, just over the toe a little bit there.
Qui s'offre encore le temps de s'offrir des détours du côté de l'amour, comme c'est charmant, une valse à 4 temps.
But these two have a great look. I think as a team, they work really, really well together. It's just a couple of tiny slips, and the standard's been so high this evening that it could be costly for them.
La valse, j'ai trouvé bien.
Moi j'ai trouvé très bien. Comment vous êtes trouvé bien la valse?
Les chansons, je les ai bien vus comme c'est quand c'est fait qualité. Perso.
Remember, this is the final couple in the group number 4. The 5th group, of course, includes Meryl Davis and Charlie White, who we expect to be vying with Chu and Moir for gold. Now, where they're going to be placed. 57.68, that's going to slot them into 6th place. So a reasonable chance of a top 10 spot. Certainly they could put that as a certainty if they skate well tomorrow. So quite promising. They're behind the 3 Canadians and the 2 American couples. And there's confirmation. Virtue and Moir in the lead. Then the Shibutanis, and Weaver and Poje for Canada, then Chock and Zuerlein for the USA, Crone and Poirier, and Caron and Jones in 6th place, and looking for the Brits, Penny Coombs and Nicholas Buckland in 12th place. And if we go further down, we're going to find the 2nd British couple. There they are, Louise Walton and Owen Edwards. That cue means they have qualified for tomorrow. 8th place for them in the World Championships last year in Turin. Didn't compete the year before. 13th in Gothenburg in 2008. But they've come back with a bang this year. Runners-up in the European Championships to Pechelard and Beaux-Arts of France. Katerina Bobrova and Dmitry Solovyev. Season's best, if they repeated it, would put them in 3rd spot. They would take that. And their music, Where I Want to Be, from the musical Chess.
In my position, what silent dreams of their obsession.
Just looked a little uncomfortable through the transition between the two first sets of twizzles there.
Lovers' possessions, then they win. Oh, so discreetly, slowly at first, smiling too sweetly, I doors. They walked right through them, called me their friend. I hardly knew them. Now I'm who I wanna be and doing all I ever said I wouldn't, yet I feel I haven't won it all. Running all my life and never looking back in case someone right behind you shoot me down and say it always knew I'd fall. Being who I wanna be and doing all I ever said I wouldn't, yet I feel I haven't won it all. Running all my life and never looking back in case someone right behind you shoot me down and say it always knew I'd fall. Being who I wanna be and doing all I ever said I wouldn't, yet I feel I haven't won it all. Running all my life and never looking back in case someone right behind you shoot me down and say it always knew I'd fall. When the crazy slows down, where will I be? Like where I started. Don't get me wrong. All of the feeling now. I'm never looking back in case someone right behind you shoot me down and say it always knew I'd fall. Where I wanna be and who I wanna be and doing what I always said I wouldn't, yet I feel I haven't won it all.
Thoroughly enjoyable. I love the attention to detail, the costumes, choice of music, the interpretation of it. Yeah, there were some flaws there, and I'm sure Chris will point them out. Not that he's after them, but they're not going to win. But it was right up there in enjoyment.
We were talking earlier about, being right on the limit, and I felt these two absolutely were. They got a bit of music there that you can't hold back to something like that. You've got to give it your all, and they did. And it was just that one moment on the twizzles where it looked a little uncomfortable. Not a big error, but they kept it going and kept the synchronization going well. Super through the footwork, and the program built, didn't it? It kept your imagination and your attention, and the way they presented, just fabulous. And the crowd here trying to will the judges on for some good marks, and I'm sure there's going to be some.
They are the Russian number ones, of course. They're very close at Europeans. You saw them there.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised at what they've seen.
This looked a notch up to me. It looked like they were just giving it that extra little bit, digging a little bit deeper into the reserves. from the start to finish on that program. Let's have a look at these twizzles. It was on the change. Yes, he was late on the power pull. The change of edge between the two swizzles just looked a little uncomfortable in that first set. But that pretty much was all that I saw. Look at that, the synchronization between them on that midline step sequence, very, very good. And the Golden Waltz, perfect dance for these two. Their basic skating technique is absolutely superb. And the power and energy they were able to put into it, a slightly different interpretation to what we're used to seeing. But I really, really enjoyed it. And look at the expression there, these slow-mo shots really giving you an idea just how much they're putting into this. Lovely.
One of the emails just come in from Marion saying, "Hi Chris, what's happened to the Kurs this World Championship?"
They're watching it.
Yes.
Actually back home in the States, I think they are. They've unfortunately retired.
Yeah.
And they've given a lot to the sport. And we wish them well and everything they do.
Absolutely, great memories for them, great memories for us too.
Yeah, absolutely, fantastic. Well, these two couldn't have done any better than that.
8th in the world last year, just looking to go one better. If they possibly can. It's going to be tough. I think the year after the Olympics, you naturally make an advance, but so many very good new couples.
Well, of course, and the Americans and Canadians have stayed on, which is unusual.
Yeah, well, they're so young.
Yeah.
In dance, you normally don't mature till you're 25, 26, 27. They're in their early 20s.
So for us then.
There's a thought.
Second and third time round.
Yeah. 65.88, that's good. That slots in third place, above the second Canadians, behind the Americans. So it's third place, and if they can skate as well tomorrow, who knows? So here we go then. They've been too used to being runners-up to the Canadians. Can they reverse it here, despite the outstanding performance the Canadians put in? Little fall for Charlie on the warm-up. But they go pretty close to the edge, don't they? Let's see what they've got. From the USA then, Meryl Davis and Charlie White. Music from Puccini and Verdi. Well, they didn't let themselves down at all. And look how pleased they are. I think particularly after what happened in the warm-up. I was thinking while I was watching them, obviously different parameters now in 2011. No compulsory dances. It's all down to these two. Well, I guess in the other, the ladies and the men's and the pairs, there's two elements there. But, you know, you've got to perform. There's no second chance.
No, it's very, very testing indeed. And these two came out, as always, with all guns blazing. I bet he was glad to get those twizzles out of the way after the fall in the warm-up.
Were they a little disjointed going into the first twizzle?
I felt, to be honest with you, the whole thing for me, when you compare it to the Canadians, was a little bit rougher around the edges. I don't think there was that. We talked about attention to detail quite a lot today. It just didn't seem to be quite as polished. But nevertheless, incredibly difficult. Loads of content in the footwork, and here they are, the twizzles. They're out of sync. You're absolutely right, Simon. You can see. And the judges won't miss that.
Yeah, that was the first. That was going into the first set.
Yes. So they put it right behind them, and all the way through the program, worked hard, beautiful through the midline step sequence, and then into their sequence of the Golden Waltz. Lift was great. Good transition in. Maintaining the speed all the way through that.
It feels that they're a lock-in for second place. And of course, if that is the case, you just want to be handily placed, not too far behind Virtue and Moir going into tomorrow's free. 73-76, it's good. They are second place and they're within a mark. I'm surprised. Second place, but within a mark of Virtue and Moir, so they will take those. Very good marks for them.
They're currently in the second place.
Now, we still have three couples to go who you wouldn't think will be vying for first place, but just a shot of a medal. I'm surprised that Davis and White are so close. Are you, Chris?
Yes, I am surprised. I think they've been a little bit fortunate there.
It's the right placing, but is it the right mark? Anyway, onwards we go. This is Anna Cappellini and Luca Lanotti, who are aiming for a place in the top 10, just outside the top 10 last year. They were 11th in Turin. Music from Doris Day.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said.
So it's straight into the Golden Waltz for these two.
When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day
Chris Howarth's theme song. And it made a very good routine as well. Anna Capellini, Luca Lanotte.
I really enjoyed that.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't compete this year because he had an injury. Didn't compete in European, so it's been a tricky year for them.
Yeah, good to see they've got it back together for the World Championships, and it was, I thought, a good performance. Not as polished as it might have been had they had the proper season leading into this. It's always difficult when World Championships, the last competition of the season, is your first one. But they will be thrilled with that performance. No major hiccups in there. Not the finesse, not the quality in the program that we've seen from some of the top skaters, particularly in the step sequence. I loved the way that they performed it so well that the judges could identify the turns easily. The technical specialists were able to call them quite easily to get the levels, but there was a lack of level there. Could have been a little more tricky in places. Beautiful through the Golden Waltz at the beginning.
And if you've got a program that isn't technically that demanding, it's difficult to follow the likes of Davis and White, who were so close to the eight.
They really were. You can see long edges in between the turns. Bit out of sync there.
What will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in
very novel lift there.
my sweetheart, what lies ahead? Will we have rainbows?
Ciao Mario, ciao Papi, ciao Mario.
Nikolai Morozov, remember he put the routine together with Mickey Ando, lying in second place.
He's having a busy time here in Moscow, isn't he?
Yes.
As always.
So, que sera for these two. 64-12 is going to put them sixth, which I think is about right. And they'll take that. Just a couple of couples still to go, so mission accomplished. They're firmly in the top 10, and it may be some way up in the top 10. So now for the Russian bronze medalist in national championships, just outside the medals in the Europeans though, finished in 4th place. She's just 17, he's 19, from this very city of Moscow, which is why it's so loud right now. This will be very interesting to watch how they go and how it's received by spectators and judges. A handsome couple indeed, Elena Ilinik and Nikita Katsakhlava. Not surprised at the reception. I have to say, I didn't like the first part of it. I didn't like the waltz. I thought the choice of music was rather odd. And for me, the untrained eye, it didn't really capture the imagination. The second part did. You could see why all the excitement is there.
Yes, once it got into the tango, it was really great to watch, wasn't it? He had a little bit of a stumble as well through the second section of the Golden Waltz, just got his way a little bit too far forwards on one of the pushes, and that right in front of the judges as well, so that'll hurt him a bit. I'm with you. I felt uncomfortable in that first section. Didn't really feel like the whole thing went together. But boy, that second section was something to behold. Be interesting to watch these two develop.
Amazing career they've had. They started with Alexander Zuerlein, then they split up and they went with different partners and then came back with Zuerlein, and they've done that over the last year or so. And yet she's 17, he's 19. It sounds like they've been going on for a decade.
There's Janet Coaten, referee of the event. Very difficult to skate in this final group like this at home. There's the twizzles, immense speed into these. Loose with the free leg on that. Look at that wonderful deep knee bend, which helps generate speed. Now, both sequences of both sections of the Golden Waltz. Lift was great as well. Transitions through this, amazing.
And she has, I mean, she is beautiful and she has great dramatic content, doesn't she? He presents her very well.
Not that she needs too much.
No. And they didn't need to do too much to please the assembled company here. Remember the names, we're going to hear them an awful lot. Ilinik and Katsalapov. 65-51. It's 5th place. Perhaps they've been looking for a bit more, but they're so close between 3rd and 5th. They're only just over a mark behind 3rd place at the moment. One couple to go, and they are the reigning European champions. Had a big year, won the Cup of China, they won the Finlandia Trophy, they won the Trophy Eric Bombard, they were just runners-up in the Grand Prix final. And of course, they won the European Championships in Bern. She's now 27, and he's 30. Nathalie Pechelat, Fabien Borzard for France. This is Lara's theme from Dr. Zhivago.
Beautiful control. First half of that, all on one foot.
It's their 12th season together, but still they make it as fresh as new every time they come out on the ice. I don't think I can remember them having a bad skate. Is it going to be good enough to challenge the Canadians and the Americans? No, it's not. But it's got a shot of a medal. Pechela and Borza for France.
Yeah, you're right, Simon. They want to put themselves in the frame of being able to get onto the podium with a strong free dance, and I think that will probably be good enough to do that for them. The Canadians and the Americans out on their own, really. But that was a mighty fine skate from these two on the back of a fantastic European Championships.
Yeah, winners of the Europeans, only 4th place. So close to a medal last year in Turin in the Worlds. Can they put that right in the next 24 hours or so?
The choice, the Golden Waltz, perfect for these two. Their style of skating suited to the waltz and all the challenges that come with it. Beautiful concept with the Dr. Zhivago theme.
A couple who train here in Moscow, indeed. She's studying at the university here, as well as training for World Championships and winning European Championships. He's continuing his studies on the internet, so a couple who are very, very busy.
The thing I love about these two is that their styles and their level of skating really match. You're always looking for picture moments, and there were many, many of them there.
There is Alexander Zuerlein. He's a busy man too, with Oleg Volkov there. Train these two, and Ilinik and Zalapov. 70-97, no wonder they're pleased. Not just 3rd place, but 4 points clear of 4th, and not too far away from 2nd or 1st.
Very, very good indeed. That was just what they were looking for, and that puts them in a great position for the free dance.
No wonder Alexander Zuerlein is as happy as he is, because I'm not sure they expected it. I think they're closer than they might have expected to be to the Americans and to the Canadians. There's confirmation. Just 2.5 marks from the Americans. Just over 3 marks away from the Canadians. So they're lower down. 3rd Canadians in 10th place, Crone and Poirier. But great news for Great Britain. 2 of the couples have qualified, Penny Coombs and Nicholas Buckland, and Louise Walden and Owen Edwards. Well done to them. We hope to see them tomorrow. But it's Virtue and Moir who lead the pack after this short dance. So once more, they're in the familiar place. A faultless performance. Perhaps they're not as far ahead of the others as they'd like to be, but they couldn't have done any more themselves.
I think when you look at the way their season has been, it's a perfect result for them so far. They've just got to keep it going. Be a really interesting battle between these two and the Americans for that gold and silver spot.
Congratulations to them, and remember, the women's free at 1 o'clock on British Eurosport tomorrow.